What's up, everybody? It's Make It Make Sense, and I got my girl Jamie. That's me here with me. We are going to be
What's up,
breaking
y'all?
down the mess, the lies, the lies, the lies.
Come
like the
on, King.
video, like the video as my intro plays, guys. I think we'll do this one.
Make it make sense. Could somebody please make it make sense?
Big moves.
Surfer.
Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you see. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dream. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you see. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dream. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
She lied, and I should have known better when I seen her hair.
I gotta feel.
This intro just don't get old. That is just hilarious.
Okay, so I was talking to my girl Jamie, and I was like, I don't think that anybody has done the actual timeline, and the information is out there. So why not us?
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the mess.
So Jamie has been on my channel. She has a channel, and one of my mods, if you would throughout this live, please drop the link to her channel. I don't want to say. I forget when I'm like actually friends with somebody, I'll be talking to them like actual friends, and then I don't want to repeat certain things online. So we talked, and I was telling her I have like behind the scenes information now, like from all sides, from Robyn's side, from the, I don't know if we can call her a mistress if they weren't married. Should we?
Or even, we need to get her a new name. I don't even know. Is side piece even good
Coleslaw is
enough?
taken. We'll just call her Canada. How about that?
Oh, that'll work. Canada. I think she'll like that. Canada versus, you know, a mistress or a side piece, or I think Canada may be okay.
Or coleslaw. If any of my Canadian people are in the chat, give me a good coleslaw side dish, and we'll work that out. So I was going back in the timeline, but since this is your first time on the channel, technically it's just a one-on-one. We usually do something kind of fun to start off, but I don't know if I loaded that up. So we'll probably end with that. Did I have it? Okay, I see 1, 2. Did the rest of them load? 1, 2. Oh wait, hold on. They might have loaded.
Okay.
My new laptop is smaller than my other one, so I got to use my good eye. Okay, yes. So who wore it better?
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, we got Giselle. We have Jackie Christie.
Oh, Jesus.
And we have this lady.
Oh, wow. Oh, go. I wish they were side by side. Okay, let's click through again. Let's go. Let's hit Giselle.
Jackie. And this lady in the bathroom. Who by her own admission has a few roles. This is what Jamie would normally say, good day.
Right. Embarrassing. This is hard. I feel like I might give it to Jackie. Let's go back to Jackie and see one more time.
I'm giving it to person number 3.
I thought of that because of her confidence, right? I was thinking because of her confidence, she wore it better. And we could actually see her full outfit versus, I kind of see Jackie's outfit. I don't think Jackie looked bad, though. I think I may give, what's up, Scotty?
What's up, Scotty? Of course he said Jackie.
Yeah, I'm thinking I might slide. I don't know. It's between 2 and 3.
So Jackie
It's definitely not Giselle.
and the Waffle House lady.
Yeah, BIT got a few roles. Wow. Wow.
So people,
Oh, I
okay,
don't
Renee is
know.
saying 3. Giselle actually didn't look too bad. The problem that I have with Giselle's for something like this, hers was not as sheer as the other ladies. So it missed the element. It was very, very dark black. Like
Yeah.
maybe she didn't want to show her bra. But that's
I
what was
think I'm gonna
missing
stick
from
with Jackie. I'm gonna stick with Jackie.
Okay. Do you think Giselle has synthetic hair?
I don't think that hair. I think it's human hair.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't think it's synthetic. I think it's human. I just don't like it. Um, at all. I don't know. I feel like the parts in Giselle's hair, I feel like we used to wear that a long time ago. Like I feel like when people first started getting introduced to like lace wigs and stuff, and they would have to some of the girlies know you will have to put the concealer down the middle, and some people may still do that. Like that's what it gives, and it's giving throwback wig, and I just kind of don't like that. I think that she's so pretty. I will give her that, and I just want to see evolution in hairstyles, and we're not necessarily getting that. It's like she wants to stay the same, and I don't really like that. And maybe it's because when we watch these shows we see them evolve. We saw how Drew was on Real Housewives of Atlanta and how by the next season she evolved. I feel like everybody has, and we're not really seeing that with anybody on Potomac outside of Karen.
I think Giselle should go to Kim Zolciak's website.
Not
She
Kim's.
sells her used blonde wigs. And I think that Giselle could benefit.
You lying.
No, I'm not lying.
I'm gonna go to this
I just
website
did
because I gotta see it.
I just did a video on a pre-foreclosure that they might be going into. So but yeah, good luck, Giselle. Thank you,
I'm
Sassy
finna
Girl, so much for the super chat. And also thank you for the Cash App. Before this live ever even started, she sent me a Cash App and I really appreciate it. She definitely supports my channel and my friend who had the stroke, Andy.
Oh, that's what's
Sassy
up.
Girl showed up and showed out. So we really appreciate you around here. And I think I got one from I think that's Yak. Yeah, Yakuchi. He says, "Hey Mims, Jamie in chat. I just got here about
What's up,
what's up."
Yakutis? What's up,
Yak
honey?
also has a channel. He's part of the Whether You Like It or Not panel with
Mhm.
Scotty by Nature. Check both of them out. So okay, so let's get into it because I just too much. I've talked to Sergio might come on my channel. We've spoken. He's
Giorgio?
supposed to get back to. It's Giorgio?
Giorgio says.
Yes, Giorgio says might come on my channel. We've spoken. We had like a really good conversation. So, but I won't be telling you guys all my sources, but I have some sources, y'all. 2019, Juan and Robyn got engaged, and so that really starts that really starts the timeline of events. Sorry, wrong picture. My bad.
Ooh. Ooh, embarrassing.
Somebody said Canadian bacon. I kind of like it.
I do too, because I mean I like bacon. I don't know about Canadian bacon, but it might be, that's what he liked.
Okay. 2019, that started it. Now, soon after that, the Canadian Bacon alleges that text messages and contact started then, which it really sucks because they didn't actually meet up till 2021. So that means that the entire time that they were engaged, he was having, I'm not going to say it's cheating, but if a woman, because you and me, we're going to be real here. This woman, we saw the text messages. She was the aggressor.
She was.
She was Portia the Candy.
Thirsty. She was Portia the Candy.
She was Brandy Glanville to Denise Richards. She was aggressive with Juan.
That's true, very much so true. And then I really want to know if she truly watched the show because that's what Robyn said. So I just want to know, like, were you really a fan and you really did this intentionally to bring this story to the front, or were you really like attracted to him, or what's really going on?
We're going to get into that, but that's what I think it was. I think there was actually an attraction, right? Because, people say all the time, both Robyn and Juan are very attractive people. But if you know, like if you watch the show, you kind of have an idea. If you are a cute enough girl, you might be able to get his attention. So for me personally, at this point in the timeline, I really just think she was attracted to Juan. She had to have known he was engaged because that was on the show, and she listens to the podcast, she watches the show, and she reached out to him. It wasn't like she just stumbled on his page and said, oh, okay, because he doesn't have like a lot of followers.
Right.
She went after him. So that was the 2 years between the time they got engaged. These two people are talking. Now we get to the hotel. So I have the hotel receipts. I have redacted her name because we don't dox around here. We'll get into that as well. I just hope that this one is the redacted. Okay, yes, I redacted the name. So you can't really see it very well, but I'm a detective and a journalist like Portia. Jamie, why are people getting on me because of my Pursuit of Portia book?
Hilarious.
I started my channel basically on Pursuit of Portia. My book club for Pursuit of Portia, featuring everybody, was everything. So if you haven't seen it, it is some good.
You read the whole book?
I read the whole book.
So are you a Portia stan?
Not at all. You're
a fan?
Not even. Thank you for the views, Portia. So yes, so 9/14/21 is when they got the hotel. So let me give you guys some of the details that you can't see on here. I got them. And the first detail.
Hold on. What did you have the date that they got, that Robyn and Juan got married? I mean, got engaged? Was that like in October or September?
It just says 2019.
Okay.
And she said she got the hotel room in 21. And she says they talked for 2 years, which means basically the whole engagement, Juan was having some form of communication with her, even if it was very dry.
Yeah. That's messed up. That's embarrassing.
Yikes. In the words
but
of Jamie,
Robyn likes to act like nothing. She often acts unfazed by a lot of stuff, even if it is eating her up.
I think that she has her emotional support friend in Giselle.
Yeah.
It's a real special relationship. James Potts says Canadian bacon is basically ham. And some people are turned on by ham. I told y'all Jamie is very pulled up. She is actually Barbara Walters, and I'm the Mad TV version of Barbara Walters. Okay. So the hotel room. So it's up here. What you guys can't see is it's really sad that this hotel room, even though the charges were like $300, the room itself was like $130.
Wait. It's giving. He probably was there for more than she was there for more than one night.
Well, no, she racked up restaurant bills, and but I only saw one night on there.
I know you lying.
Let me see. Let me go to another picture that I have of it.
So you're saying that the card was put down to secure the hotel and to feed her as well?
Yep. Yeah. Let me see, because I have a better picture. That was one thing that I picked up because it was very blurry. So I had to really do some work to see. But it was like food and stuff like that. One meal was like $25. So then you got taxes and hotel fees and something like that. Somebody says second night may be under someone else's name. Not the Red Roof Inn.
Listen, I just have to be like, I'm not. Let me say this. I'm not coming from another country to fly into another country and stay for one day. I'm just not going to do that. So I don't know if it could have been under one name, another name, or if there was another, receipt for a hotel. I don't know. But it's just awkward that she flew in just for like one night.
Okay, hold on. I
That's
see.
not making
Okay,
sense.
yeah, sorry.
How you
So it
lose
was
your
like
hotel?
138
Uh-huh.
room charge, and then you go a little bit down, and it also says another room charge. But both say Juan Dixon. Both room charges indicate Juan Dixon.
The story doesn't make any sense. Like, how you lose all of your stuff before you even get to your hotel? And then
Well,
he puts his name down. Like she really she came there to meet him. Like it's just what it is. Like that's what
so let's
happened.
get into the lies.
Let's talk.
So for me personally, at this point, you have come down. We've all heard, the Giorgio receipts. Shout out to Giorgio says. Shout out to
For real.
Alex.
Shout out to Giorgio for real.
Shout out to Alex Salter as well. Somebody comes to a hotel to visit you. She has yet to indicate that anything SE actual happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
The only one to indicate something like that is Robyn, who says that it was with the friend. So we'll get into that when we get to that timeline, but I want you to keep that in your mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
You were saying that you came here to visit him and that there was not a NFL player that you were messing with, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're eating the room service. At some point, he comes to your hotel room to give you the credit card. Now, this is where the lies come in, I think, on both sides. I do not believe Juan whatsoever. I do not believe that he has the money to burn for $130 a night hotel. And I think that she is being purposefully obtuse by not giving away SE actual activities. Like that might be the next hammer to drop.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because that would be the next big headline.
I don't know. Because if I jump ahead just a little bit with the timeline, she did that interview and she really didn't give us nothing. So it sounded like she wanted to drop some stuff, but not give too much detail at the same time, because I guess she didn't like the backlash. So I don't even think she's going to give us the SE actual part at any point.
Okay. So let's move on, because now we have only 2 months later, November 22nd, 2021 is when she starts to reach out to Robyn. So let me pull that up. So only 2 months after your interaction, you are now reaching out to Robyn. That, in my eyes, is problematic because it feels as if you played Juan. You used the fact that you were cute, got him engaged with you, did whatever with him in that hotel, and 2 months later, you are now reaching out to Robyn. Now, I've redacted the names. I can send screenshots of us talking for almost 2 years. Call me. And the redacted name is the person that I found. She also says, check your DM on IG. I wanted to bring attention to your husband and the situations. And then this is Robyn said in her podcast, she said, thank you for responding. Take care, meaning I don't care. I got the information.
Right.
You have any thoughts?
It's a scheme. It's okay. I'm just not. I'm fighting myself on the inside, y'all, for real, because although I definitely see that Juan acted in a poor manner, knowing that he was in a relationship, it's giving that Robyn may have been right a little bit when she said the lady was pretty much, in so many words, trying to get some clout off of this. And now she's getting the clout that she wants or was seeking. Now she's kind of like, trying to back off a little bit. And I'm battling because I'm not trying to sit up here and agree with Robyn. I'm just going to be real honest with y'all. Okay. Because I'm still disappointed in how she handled the overall situation. So that's what's coming in my head. But Juan definitely did something. It's just a matter of how this woman decided to handle things afterwards, because it does seem like when you don't get what it is that you want out of a situation, like a lot of women or side pieces do, they decide to come to the front and then tell
Canadian bacon.
The Canadian bacon, okay? Then the Canadian bacon decided to tell the wife or whatever the case, or the husband or whoever. Now you want to expose them when you're not getting what it is you were seeking out of the situation. Or were you thinking you were going to get what you were seeking, which was a piece of clout? Which is why you not only told Robyn, but you also went and told Giselle. But my thing is, girl, you could have helped America by making sure you slid over there into Karen's DMs and Candace. Okay, maybe not Ashley's, but definitely Wendy's. Okay, if you wanted to really air some things out, you should have slid over there. We could have got into some things, because clearly Robyn wasn't going to bring it to the front.
Jamie, what if she did and those girls had too much integrity to bring it out?
What if? But why? Why
really
have
quick,
integrity?
Just Simply is right. We have over 700 people. I don't know how many likes we have, but we definitely need to get those likes up. I think we should be at around at least 400 likes.
Let's try to match it.
Oh, 700 to 700?
Yeah.
We won't even have 300, y'all. That's sad. Thanks, Just Simply. Keep me posted and drop Jamie's link, please, throughout, because Jamie is my real life buddy, my real life friend, and we are going, along with all my other friends, we're going to take over. Period. It's us. It is what it is. She's everything. Danielle says the 130 is fair because of the Panini, and it's a newer contemporary hotel. Now, Danielle is the DMV. Danielle keeps her ear to the streets and the curb. And her mom, the church lady, will report live from church what's going on. Yes,
not
Danielle
live from church.
Danielle is my eyes and ears in Potomac, and she goes to the joint chiropractic.
Girl, is Mia still in charge?
She has never seen Mia, but she is going to be asking them the next time she goes if they've ever seen Mia. Am I dreaming? Phil says, 2 of my favorites. Thank you for your hard work and dedication. We're on the case. Phil. She has a degree in journalism, and I'm like Portia. So we're unstoppable.
I'm like Portia.
We are absolutely unstoppable. And we bring the.
Do I need to bring the receipt, baby girl? Because I got receipts.
We bring.
I love it. I that's like my favorite thing. My favorite thing. Hilarious.
Thank you so much, Phil. Figgy says this is giving a Jussie Smollett lie. I feel like I'm a channel Jamie today.
Yikes, for sure.
I don't know. Just Simply is dropping your link.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's hard to not feel like everybody lying though. Like, and I don't want to say that about the Mistress, the Canadian bacon. I don't want to say that about her. But I'm sorry, when I listened to the interview, some things just did not really make sense, because I just felt like if you're gonna debunk something and say it's not true, go ahead and clear it up, because I feel like we would expect the same thing from somebody else. So I mean, I think some of the things that she was saying was true, but at the same time, some stuff was like, that's not making sense. So I feel like everybody came and played in our face.
Absolutely.
And Robyn is continuing to be rewarded for it. But
we're gonna get into that because that's included in the timeline of events. I mean, Robyn is shaking the table. Here's an important part, because if she is telling the truth about Juan having a friend come over to her hotel and expose himself, I have a really big problem with that. One, even if you, pardon my French, think somebody's like a jump off or whatever, or she's been sweating you, or at the time that you think that you can tell a man, I got a girl over at the hotel that's ready and willing for you. First off, if he exposed himself, then that means that she felt comfortable enough letting him in the room, because he was supposed to be taking her on to the. who goes to Western Union? Like you're only on a trip for 2 days. Why are people needing to Western Union you some money? I know she said she lost her purse. The story is so convoluted, but let's drill down on the man allegedly exposing himself. So I came up with some theories of who the friend might have been. I don't know, but can you imagine if it had been? Because let's think about it. You have a friend who you know gets down with the get down,
Mm.
lays it low and spreads it wide, and has a lot of money to burn. So I wouldn't, alleged. Let me put my banner up. I wouldn't, in a world, it could have very well been Michael Darby.
IDK. I don't know if it was or wasn't, but I definitely think he brought that friend along. I don't think it's somebody that popped up. I feel like that friend probably went with him possibly as like to use as like a cover up or something if need be. That's what I'm thinking could have possibly happened. You know?
Okay, so even if she was telling the truth, I think it's horrible what happened. But this is my problem
True.
with the situation. Instead of going to the police, because that is assault. If somebody does that to you, exposes himself to you, that's assault.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't go to the police. You didn't go to the DMV. You went to Robyn.
Mm.
So many people who are assaulted do not come forward, but they don't try to
Very true.
expose them to the Bravo cameras. I have a problem with that.
Mm.
That's why I list that part as a lie. Now, Robyn saying that the woman got down with the friend, I don't want to say that that's Robyn's lie. I want to say that that's Juan's lie,
I
and
want to
Robyn's going with
say
it.
that Robyn should question that because that's a really interesting if that friend or your husband or whoever is alleging that they got down with this woman. Especially if they did, and I feel like that's disrespectful to say, oh, but y'all are just going along to kind of cover up whatever lie or whatever, trying to cover up for one. I feel like if you have a friend or your husband has a friend that would do that, you should really like question that friend because ain't no telling what else they really getting into any other time outside of this isolated situation here.
Okay, so this reaches embarrassing. The Michael Darby thing was a joke, guys. It was a joke. I don't know that Michael Darby is the friend that allegedly went over, but we do know that there was a friend because the Canadian Bacon is saying that they were violated, and Juan is saying that the friend smashed. So we do know that there was a friend. The Michael Darby was a joke. Y'all, let's have some midday fun. I have a really funny lady as my co-host today. We're gonna have some fun with this, but the timeline is all true events. So, oh, somebody said can't take a joke. Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely a joke. You know, a lot of times people like to group Michael and Juan up together so much and also quote unquote joke about them having whatever affairs with each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same type of joke.
Yeah. So we move on. So after that happens, we now have the actual, let's see, October. There is like around October, November of 2022, there is a blog post on the Jasmine brand about other women that Juan might be seeing. One in particular, Juan was spotted out with at Zara, and people are questioning why would you be at Zara buying clothes for your basketball players?
Mm-hmm.
And we're I'm a straight shooter, and we're pretty. You and me, we're pretty fair. You could be buying them like cheap suits. Sarah is cheap
1000%.
fitted suits. So that to me got debunked because you very well could be buying your players, like those form fitting suits that have the you can see the socks from the
Absolutely.
legs.
Yep.
The
Mm-hmm. I know what you're talking
yeah, so I don't see any issue with that. But the Canadian, we'll just call her Canada. I don't call that woman Canadian Bacon. Canada was was in the comments there, and this is where we get to the whole doxing part. So Where is it? Here. So it was the Jasmine brand. It says a Twitter user alludes to spotting one of the husbands on a date with another woman. And Mr. Ray of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood fame says fake news until they put a name on it. That is where Canada comes in and says she knows all about me. And I'll send you what I sent her. So that all lines up. So I want to address this really quickly. It was alleged that I had doxed the woman because I showed the picture. Doxing someone is a private citizen where you dox their name, their address, their phone number, their personal information. The only thing that I showed on my channel was what was out there in a public domain. I had the girl's full name at the point that I made my video. I had all of her information. The only thing I showed was what she put out on the Jasmine brand, which has millions and millions of unique viewers per month. That is a public domain. So I am not a person to dox, and I take my personal integrity very fair. My brand is shady but fair. I would never dox somebody. She put her information out, and that's just it. I didn't even show her Instagram name. I literally just
I
showed the
didn't see
picture.
that. Yeah, I didn't see that. And and in all honesty, I don't feel like anything you did was different. Like anybody else could have went and looked up her stuff. Like it was public, it was open, it was on Jasmine brand. I even thought about
She raised her
researching it
hand.
and finding it myself, and I was like, oh, I don't feel like it, so I won't worry about it. But like anybody could have went in, you know what I'm saying? It was open. So I don't think that's considered doxing at all.
Yeah,
Where that came from.
I heard that. And I also want to say this really quickly because I have a lot of subscribers who really care about me. And I have a lot of subscribers who keep their ear to the streets and they give me all this. I have one subscriber who knows everything about this woman, full pictures, all like where she works and everything. I have all that information. I never put that out. But I did have, and I'm using this as an example. If you are this person, I've redacted your name and you can DM me if you're not a troll. But there was a person who said, somebody shaded you for exposing the mistress, LOL. And then somebody else responded to that. For me personally, that LOL was very telling, right? Like somebody trying to expose me for doxing, that's not funny to me because I take my integrity very seriously. So if you are the person who sent me that, please DM me and let me know that you're not a troll. I went to your account. There's not a real picture of you. It's a private account and you have no followers and no posts. So you're only following 196 people. So to me, that says either you are a troll or you are a person who likes to get in the thick of the mess. I don't even mind a messy person. Just make sure that if you're being messy, you're not like making fun of me. DM me. Don't put that in my visible to other people because I don't even want, I'm not that kind of content creator. I don't I don't say anything directed to other content creators. I can cover a lot of things like Larry Reed and the Sherelle interviewing and Tasha K and all that. I stay above anything mess. I just give you guys the facts and let you do with it as you may. So I just wanted to touch on that because I fervently do not believe in doxing. I would never do that. I put out information that Canadian Bacon put out. And I reached out to Mr. Ray because I'm a thorough investigator. And Mr. Ray says, let me see if I have that. Mr. Ray says, she did send me receipts previously, but she deleted them. I said, oh, damn, were the receipts worthwhile? Did they seem legit? He says, I honestly don't believe the young lady. She seems too pressed to want media attention. I told you I'm thorough. I'm coming with receipts and facts. Jamie back in the day
I
would say,
believe
"Good
some
day."
of what she's saying. I do. I mean, I believe like his name is on a hotel receipt. Like, let's be clear, right? Communications were happening. She exposed that. I think the only thing I really, kind of call in question is her motive and how she moved about handling the situation and reaching out to Robyn and all of that. So I think that's what becomes questionable. And then hearing the interview, I didn't like that. I know we're gonna get into that. I can wait.
No, we're because she jumps in the comments. She sends the stuff to Mr. Ray. January 23rd, she sends it to Giorgio. Is that where the part that you were at?
I
To
was all the way
Giorgio?
down to the Giorgio just interviewed her. That's the more recent
Okay,
event.
you did jump a little bit. So around January 23rd, she just sends Giorgio says receipts. And I did tell Giorgio, congratulations, because you have shook the table.
And did.
You have literally affected and effected Bravo content moving forward. That is the goal of a content creator. He is a really nice guy, guys. Go
And
follow him.
I thought about that. I was like, you better go ahead, Giorgio, with him breaking this because you have Bravo sitting up here doing Watch What Happens lives in a one-on-one
Based on you.
centered around the information that you know,
Disseminated.
Yeah. So I was like, okay. Came
We
right on
see
in
each
and
other.
you just shook the table.
Shook the table. We had a long talk. We definitely did. And anything that I can help him to continue to advance, I definitely will. He's a really nice guy. And I like talking to him because he gave context to what she was saying. Whereas I also talked to the person who got information from Robyn, and they gave context to what Robyn said. So we'll end with that.
Okay.
She sends the receipts to Giorgio. Again, at this point, ma'am, you are the one who is bothered. You are the one who is opening this up to the public. So for her to say now she wants to remain a private citizen, we don't have any police report where you allege that the man assaulted you. We don't have that. What we do have is you reaching out to Robyn and trying to expose Juan, but you're not even exposing the person that assaulted you. That's the problem to me. At that point, you should say, this was the name of the friend. They did this to me. Your husband was involved this way, and I'm going to the police. Just FYI, I'm letting you know.
Yeah.
But that's why I don't agree with where she's coming from, specifically involving that allegation, because that is the most serious allegation. That is what could get you canceled. So if this man did it, absolutely horrible. I don't put anything past Juan, but if he didn't do it, you're really trying to ruin him.
But hold on, now that I think about it, did she say that he like really tried to like come on to her, or that he like exposed himself?
I heard exposed himself, but y'all can put in the comments.
Yeah, that's what I heard, exposed himself. Either way, it was out of line. I just wanted to be clear on which one.
And let me
that it was.
Giorgio. Giorgio might be newer to YouTube, but Giorgio has like 100,000 subscribers on TikTok. So he's not like some novice. So just FYI, Giorgio does not play, and that's probably why she went to him. So, and people in the comments expose.
Okay.
So,
thank you.
She sends the receipts to Giorgio. That forces Robyn to respond. Again, none of us even knew this. We were literally looking around for a woman that looked like Karen in Georgetown. That was where we were at. We were looking for I'm sorry, I'm getting really bad at this. Today's episode was sponsored by Every Hue Beauty. Definitely you can find this collection on eBay. You can find this on Craigslist, Backpage. It's there, it's available.
That is sad. I really hate that Every Hue came and went. It went as quick as it came. I think she should try to revamp that for the next season.
Sandra from Kingston. The woman we're never going to find. Okay, so not every flop. Not clearance rack at the dollar store. Okay, so Robyn is forced to respond. And now this is where I think Robyn and her PR background come into play.
Mm-hmm.
The information was visible, the information was public, but Robyn told us where to find the woman. She confirmed, right? Because I just posted a picture of potential who could be, who said that who raised their hand and said it was me.
I can't
Robyn,
remember. I can't remember if she said Jasmine Brand or not, but she
Jasmine Brand.
she did.
Jasmine Brand.
Oh yeah, and she said it was a post about one da 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 da. This woman got underneath the comments and she pretty much told us exactly what she said. If y'all go back and listen to the audio, she pretty much told you. So it wasn't hard to find her at all.
And it wasn't supposed to be. Robyn did that on purpose.
Mm.
Robyn did that on purpose. I just happened to be the one to actually take the time to find it. But Robyn did that on purpose. And we'll leave that at that. Robyn has a background in PR. She's not to be played with in that sense. Karen might call her the dizziest bitch at the table, but she clearly did this.
Mm.
So then I get the image of the woman and release my video. Robyn also goes on Watch What Happens Live and gives her take on the story.
Mm-hmm.
So then the woman does the interview with Giorgio. Now, here's where we're getting some more receipts. In that interview, Robyn had said that the woman had requested $4,000 via Zelle. However, Zelle, I know for a fact that my friend Shannon Van is in Canada, and if we ever need to exchange money, we can only use PayPal. So when the woman was being interviewed by Giorgio she says, that can't happen because I am in Canada and we don't have Zelle. But you do have PayPal. And this is the $4,000 canceled request on PayPal that you sent. I redacted the names. So on November 22nd, you had reached out to Robyn to tell her what Juan had did. On November 29th, you finally canceled that $4,000 request.
Mm.
So...
Oh, I didn't really... Listening to that, that was one of the things that kind of bothered me right out the gate, because I'm like, you're focusing on speaking on the Zelle, because I guess you felt like you had a leg up to speak on that one. But when it came to the overall, did you send the 4,000? That's what I really want to know about. Eventually she did, say no, she didn't. But then next thing you know, we see these receipts dropping. It's like, it's looking like you did. It looked like you did.
No, she didn't. She didn't send the 4,000.
Okay, so that wasn't her. So what you just showed us.
That was, yes, those are real receipts. That is the woman canceling her $4,000 request.
So she did request it, though. That's what I'm saying.
She did request the $4,000.
So she was saying on Giorgio, she was denying it.
She denied specifically on Zelle. She did not deny PayPal.
Well, yeah, she answered Zelle first. And then he asked her, like, well, was there any truth to that? You requesting 4,000? She said no. So to your point, yes. However, I felt like she was leaning more so on the Zelle situation, even though anybody can look at it and tell that you really did request that from PayPal. So it was like you was kind of trying to say that you didn't, but you did. And then you just showed the proof that she did.
You did. She did.
You did. Come on, Mia.
You did. What did Portia say? True tea, bitch. Danielle is the only one in America who still has some every hue left over. Danielle is the DMV. She goes to the joint chiropractic. Her mom goes to church with Ray's family. This woman, she keeps her ear to the streets. Shout out to Danielle. Belna Finance says, sounds like you going after her. Did I miss something? I don't think she said someone assaulted her. I'm confused. So maybe you're a little bit further behind. She, in my eyes, and really in law, if a man exposes his private parts to a woman, that is assault. So I'm not going after her. I'm saying if that did happen, then she is well within her rights to actually go to the police for an assault. That's what I'm saying. It's weird that instead of going to the police, she goes to Robyn and she doesn't even name the person that assaulted her. She's more concerned with Juan allegedly sending the man there. That's what we were saying. But technically, me and Jamie aren't going after anybody. We're just giving you the events and our opinions on line item by line item, what happened and what we believe and do not believe. But thank you so much, Belna, for the super chat. And I think I got one more. Pretty Geeks Marketing says, how did she get Robyn's PayPal, y'all? It wasn't. It was Juan's.
That's what I would have thought. It was Juan's, and Robyn probably took a screenshot and sent it to her phone and then shared it with whoever. That's what I would assume.
Karen calls Robyn the dizziest bitch on the show. We don't know that that's really Robyn. Robyn has a background in public relations. Thank you, Pretty Geeks. I appreciate that. I like your name too. So now Robyn releases her own receipts. Now I can't tell you guys everybody who I've spoken to, but this is background information. Yes, Robyn released all of this information and she chose to disseminate it specifically when she did. So Robyn countering in real time what Canadian Bacon has said to Giorgio is where we're at in the timeline. Do you have anything on that?
I want to get into, does she have any additional receipts outside of the one you just showed, the PayPal?
Well, the receipt that I showed early was also what was sent to Robyn, which was check your DM on IG. I wanted to bring attention to your husband and the situations, and I can send screenshots of us talking for almost 2 years. Call me. And there's one more with the hotel receipt where she says, I was going to go to the producers of Bravo with this, but ... But
what? I guess she chose to just...
I'm giving it to you. Where's my $4,000? Now, let's go back to who the friend might have been. Let's go back to that really quickly. So in this is just in my mind, if you physically like Juan and you finally after 2 years get to come and at some whatever you guys did in the hotel together, what if Juan had sent like a Michael in his place and then you said, you know what, I'm gonna need some more money? Because Juan alleges that the friend did have relations with that woman.
That's what he told. That's what he claims and tells to Robyn.
And allegedly, when Michael has relations with women or men, they get Cartier watches. Now, that's just what the streets said. Allegedly. So what if in Juan's version of events, the friend went to the hotel, did whatever, and now she's requesting payment? That's where the $4,000 comes in.
That sounds crazy because she probably could have sued them and got more than it. $4,000. I don't know. It does seem like a blackmail type thing. I'm gonna go to all of the blogs. Anyone that may listen, unless you give me these 4,000.
This is interesting. It says, in this area, it is extremely unlikely for the police to take indecent exposure seriously, especially when Juan invited that man to his room. It turns into his word against hers. I will say this. SA is something that a lot of victims do not come forward with, and it's something that I take very seriously. It doesn't matter what is going on in the world. It doesn't matter your skin tone. It doesn't matter your nationality. It doesn't matter your sex. It doesn't matter your orientation. If somebody does something to you that makes you feel uncomfortable or makes you feel that you have been assaulted, you need to go to the police. Whether it's taken seriously or not, you need a written record of that. Because if they are doing that to you, they will probably do that to somebody else. And if they didn't take you seriously, well, they might take the fact that victim number 2 came forward and victim number 1 existed.
Well, let's
Just my
say
opinion.
maybe she probably felt like no one would believe her on that front because maybe she didn't know his name or maybe she didn't have any other additional proof when it came to him. But she had the proof and the records to show that she was in direct contact with Juan. So maybe let's say she didn't go because of that, you know?
Maybe I really feel if that happened and you are alleging it, I'm a person, I know this is controversial now. I believe the victim,
Mm-hmm.
right? I feel like it's weird that you were willing to take that hotel receipt to the producers and not the police.
Mm, mm,
That's
mm, mm.
problematic to me. And this is in her own words. And again, Robyn is the one who had to have sent and disseminated these receipts. So Canada is disseminating her receipts and Robyn is returning in kind. So,
Mm.
and that's real time. And I do know Robyn is doing that in real time. So that brings us up to the current present day. We Bravo and Andy. Sorry. Black Swan says this entire story on both sides sounds so convoluted to me. It
I
is
agree.
because they're all lying. They somebody each and every one of them is lying about something, and that's why it feels convoluted. Because the truth usually sounds pretty clear. If Juan had come back, and this is in my words, in my opinion, had come back and said, yes, I had a relationship with her. We weren't married. And we did whatever one time and then I cut it off, then that would be one thing. But he gave a insane story, a non-believable story, a fairy tale and fallacy,
Mm-hmm.
and then Robyn chose to disseminate that to us behind a paywall. The mistress slash not mistress decided, who nobody knew about, to come forward on the Jasmine brand, send receipts to Mr. Ray, send receipts to Robyn, and then send receipts to Giorgio says. So she, in this situation, is not, I don't think she's a reliable source either.
Yeah, not nobody is really. We have to take bits and pieces of what everybody said. Like,
Which is what we did. And we did very well, Jamie.
good. Hope the people
I'll
think so.
keep dropping Jamie's link, guys. Me and Jamie will be doing more and more. We will be doing more collabs in
Yeah.
the near future. I will be on her channel.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to clean it up and pull it up
No, be yourself.
like
It's okay.
Claudia's Bob.
Jesus.
I'm gonna have to be pulled up just like Claudia's Bob. Donna says she's pulling for straws and we're over the mess. We definitely are, but I'm not over the mess.
You're not over the
Hey,
mess. We can't be over the mess because the mess not gonna end till the end of March.
To be honest, my subscribers know. I think maybe we do have some subscribers. Okay, that came up from your channel. Welcome. Thank you so much. Please like the
Welcome, guys.
video. Please subscribe. But this is a really good way for me to get my mind off what I'm really going through. So I enjoy my time with my subscribers because we have a good time. We're shady, but we're fair. And that's just what it is. So you guys provide me with more than you know, just coming and choosing to spend time with me. Belna says, since when police take exposure as an assault case seriously? It's rare for women to go to police because someone exposed themselves. It's uncomfortable. Donna, I absolutely agree with you. I think we're saying the same thing. And I said that initially when I brought it up. Most victims do not report it. The thing that is weird to me is that she chose to report it to Robyn. So you're reporting it and you are contemplating reporting it to producers, but you're not contemplating reporting it to authorities. That is strange to me. But thank you so much for the super chat, Belna. Yeah. So we got the information being disseminated from both sides. So now you have you guys have the full timeline. Really quickly, we have We have like 900 people in the chat. We only have like 500 likes. Definitely, guys, please get the likes. Let's try to get to at least like 650. That would be a good like count.
Yeah.
So you have the full timeline. Now, what do you think? Because I told Jamie, I was like, I literally took the time to write everything out. Time, date, when it happened. What do you think? Who do you believe?
I believe if there's any belief,
You can
I feel like it's
fly?
huh? I mean, I believe a little bit of I believe the receipts. Let's go there. I believe the receipts. That's what I believe. I believe the receipts of the hotel. I also kind of cringe at the fact that Robyn moved forward with marrying him, knowing and then really playing us, right? During the pandemic, saying she was down and out, not feeling herself, knowing the whole time this was happening, right? So I feel like, dang, if we put it like that, I feel like she didn't bring it to the forefront more than one time. But I guess the girl didn't come to her until 2021, whatever the case is. But with her knowing that and knowing this lady was about to expose the information, all of that, some part of me kind of felt like, why did you go ahead and move forward with marrying him? You had been so comfortable being in a unofficial relationship, I guess, with your ex-husband for God knows how many decades after y'all divorced. So what was the rush on y'all to get married at this time? I don't know. It kind of seems like were y'all trying to prove us wrong or something? So y'all went
I
ahead and got married, or were you trying to beat the information from coming
I have
out?
a theory.
What's that?
I think that Robyn or Bravo specifically was tying up her storyline in a bow, similar to what they did with Cynthia. Right? We've seen you get married, we've seen you get divorced, we've seen every iteration of your life, and now that marriage is the final thing. I really do think that that was the plan. Like, what else do we have to discuss once you're married? And you're going to need to get married on camera so that we can end the season with that, and then you're gone. The problem is, and from a PR standpoint, this was brilliant, and that's why people are thinking that Robyn was the one who came up with all of this, because Andy does not. I mean, don't Andy? I like you. I want to work on with you on Bravo, but Andy's ratings aren't typically 600,000 people.
Okay.
60,000 people tuned in to Watch What Happens Live to watch Robyn explain herself because that media takeout story dropped. Now, if you are a person in PR and you want a big reaction, what do? You could disseminate that information to media takeout yourself. And
Yeah, they do it often.
every YouTuber ran with that media takeout story.
Mm-hmm.
And when I covered it, I said, I don't really trust media takeout. However,
Facts.
if it was true, I will, retract what I said. I didn't see that the media takeout story was true where she was fired on the spot, but I would not be surprised if a Robyn Dixon PR embellished hat company person gave that to media takeout, because it got Andy Cohen 6 point whatever views, and it shaped the way that the reunion is going to air, because Andy's going to do a one-on-one sit down with Robyn regarding all of this. So Bravo will profit off this. There's no way that Bravo couldn't after Robyn put it beneath a paywall. And it also gives credence to the fact that Robyn might be back next season, because Robyn has turned into the most clickable, searchable housewife on that show.
I agree. I think she's definitely going to be returning, because y'all have to look at it like if he utilized her for Watch What Happens Live to generate ratings, they're likely going to make this a part of her storyline come the next season, because it's still going to be a big deal. And they are typically about what works for them. So I think they're going to use her for next season. I don't think she probably going to be demoted. I wouldn't be surprised if she in the middle with a flu. People gonna be upset, more uproar about that. The more uproar you give about Potomac, the more the people gonna watch, the more it's gonna help. You know what I'm saying?
Giselle is going to be mad.
The money. So
Giselle is going to be mad. Giselle thought she had utilized that woman for... Giselle thought, oh, reasonable shading. We can put this behind the paywall. Me and Robyn, I'm going to get something out of this because they're going to be paying for Robyn's story. And I don't really have to do anything. And when anybody gets in trouble, it's going to be Robyn because it was her information. But Robyn is now the most clickable person from the Reasonably Shady podcast, Giselle. I don't know if she thought about that. Thank you so much, Chani B. It says love. Let me take this off. Let me take this picture off while I read this. Love y'all, Jamie and Mims. Rob the Builder. I love when I hear people saying that on the
Rob the Builder.
Rob the Builder needs to be fired. Period. Too much hiding the truth and being a Karen with others. Out of here. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That was a very generous super chat, and I absolutely agree with you. And I have one more over here. Be More Shorty says she reported it to the wrong person. She tried to do the hello Barbara. This is Shirley Rao.
Ooh, yikes.
Are you more of a Barbara or a Shirley, Jamie?
Ooh. Mm-mm. Honey.
Jamie says she's neither because Jamie has a video vixen body.
What was the other? I can't. Child, don't still get played. Okay. No. But which one? What's the other old names back then? Barbara, Shirley.
Ooh, Ernestine.
I'm probably a Ernestine. Cause I'm back there watching, seeing what going on. Okay, that's me. I'm Ernestine. I'm hearing everything that's happening.
Burnett, I'm from the country, so we had a whole bunch. I'm from the real country, don't.
Not Ione.
Yeah, her name was Aon, but it was spelled Ione.
What the hell? They must wrote that down by accident. The mama that gave birth said Aon, and they like, oh, okay, that's it. How you want to spell it? No, ma'am. No.
Cue the content, guys. This is the most attention Rob has ever gotten. She can come back, but they better not go light on her. I think she should at least get a friend of the show role because I really want to see. Thank you, Q. I really want to see Giselle have to stand on her own. Honest to God, that's what I really want. Not Essie, Joyce, Annette,
Antoinette, Yvonne.
Geraldine. Okay, so there is an Ione. Okay, I'm not crazy.
Okay.
Ione. Beatrice, Anna, Geraldine,
Beatrice.
Ruth, Gertrude. Now, I knew a Gertrude.
For sure.
And she looked like a Gertrude.
Ooh.
Like the Coke bottle glasses.
Yes.
Like in
that's
the
exactly
early 90s.
What I'm picturing. I feel like that could have been a person on a TV show before, though. I don't know.
Gertrude. Gert. That was on Stranger Things, and they called her Gert. That is the word. And she had Coke bottle glasses. Don't do Ethel, because my great aunt was Nanny Ethel. Don't do Ethel. Margaret, Bernadette. Sherry. I have a coworker named Sherry. She's like the nicest, sweetest. I love Sherry. I bring her cupcakes all the time, and she don't even need sugar. Bertha. Anytime
Bertha.
You have a big body car, I name them Bertha. I name people's cars all the time. Beulah, Bertha, Mildred.
That's one. Mildred.
Wait, am I dating myself? Anyway, so Jamie, that's me, and Mims decided to give you guys the most accurate timeline with behind the scenes tea that nobody else is reporting on, and allowed you guys to make the decision as to who you believed. And in this situation, there's no right or wrong answers. Robyn is getting Google hits, and she's becoming very clickable. So shout out to her. The Miss Canada, that remains to be seen because she is saying that she doesn't want to be known, but you put all your information out there. And to Mr. Ray is, I think he's in PR. I'm not quite sure, but you didn't know him. You just knew that he was on a reality show at some point, and you decided to send all of that embarrassing information about Robyn to him without knowing him, without knowing what he would do with it. So to me, that says you were looking for this and now you have it. And because the attention isn't good, you don't know where to go from here. What do you think?
I think it's sad. I think that I just hate that she wanted all of this attention. She went and got it. Now she don't want it anymore. But what I kind of feel like is worse than that is the fact that, and I've mentioned this in my videos, okay, so it may not be new to some people, but I think what's worse than that is the fact that Robyn, your husband, did these things, but you're the one that's having to come out and die out here by yourself. He's the one that did it. Why is he not coming up here speaking out with you, debunking the lies? Because it's only making you look even more dumber because you're just carrying whatever it is that he says, and it's not even, it don't even make sense. It didn't, she even admitted that it didn't make sense, and you're continuing to say it like it all sounds stupid. But I kind of feel bad for you a little bit. So hopefully when we have this one-on-one, because I really don't know the point of the one-on-one anymore now that she's addressed it on the podcast. She said it on Watch What Happens Live. So hopefully you giving us something new when you do the one-on-one, or you bringing one with you, so he could be sitting down next to you, and y'all can address this together. And before I go, Andy, I said this before, saying it again. Ebony K should not have been up there on Watch What Happens Live. It should have been Giselle Bryant, because she loves spilling everybody else's tea, but you had information on your own friend and you didn't air it out. You didn't talk to her. You ain't do nothing. So I wish Andy would have had her sitting up there so he could ask her, Giselle, why did you think that it was so important for you to hold on to Robyn's information? I understand y'all friends, but you're friends with Ashley and you don't mind bringing her stuff to the front. So what's going on? Let's talk about it. Either way, good
luck. Exactly. Trent says, I'm late and Jamie's here. Good luck. Thank you so much, Trent. Trent is like famous in these YouTube streets. Nolia Reads, please DM me. I was thinking about some ideas for your... Nolia Reads is a content creator. Love her to death. She does this really funny like court case of events. The one that I saw was they were trying Mama Joyce for throwing that shoe at Karma. I was looking for your Instagram, Nolia. I meant to hit you up, so you hit me up on Instagram, Nolia, and I want to talk to you because I think that is a really great concept. And Jamie, we have dropped your link. Jamie is my real life friend. Maybe sometime soon Jamie will be inviting me to her channel. I don't know.
Absolutely. Yes. We got to talk about this Potomac stuff before it's over with. I'll talk to you behind the scenes on which one I was thinking. I have like these two different ideas I was thinking. So we'll talk once this is done.
I need a mod, if you don't mind. Drop Andrew Gabor's link. He's live right now, and I'm about to go and troll him in his comments, because that's what we do around here. I love we talk all the time, but I love to troll the people. Jamie, Shan, I go live and I troll all y'all, Scotty, because that's what I do. So I think Gabor is doing hot topics today. That is where I will be, and I'll probably go up on his panel. He does drop the link, so you guys are, shout out to Gabor. Let's all go over there and support my buddy. Jamie, thank you so much.
Of course.
Better than expected. Like, I knew it was going to be fun because Jamie is such a funny lady. JC just dropped Gabor's link. Awesome. Anything else, Jamie? You have something else coming up that you want to talk about?
Ladies First panel with Bondi Blue, Niecy Dixon, and myself. That's going to be later on tonight over on Niecy Dixon's channel. So you guys can check that out. I'm sure we're going to talk more about this Robyn situation and some other, hot topics as well as reality shows. So be sure to join us.
Okay. Ladies first. I will be there trolling you.
We welcome the trolls.
I'm a nice troll. I'm not like those people that troll me. I'm a nice troll. Thank you, Jamie.
Of course, you're welcome.
A fabulous first Mims and Friends with Jamie. That's me. And I will see you guys on Gabor's channel right now. And tell him that Mims sent you. Okay? Let him know. All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye.